I want to show people something. This is my backup account. It's always been shadow banned. Do you see the number? 0000 views, because I uploaded videos I had on my old channel, some of my short ones, all like barely in the double digits, most of them. Most of them zero. It's an account that's totally shadow banned because they took down my proud deplorable one account. And the reason that I'm saying this is because there's something just not right. Something's just off. It's just off. Nobody talked about the Supreme Court decision. Not even your alternative medias, the people you trust, your Steve Bannons, any of those people. They didn't, did they? None of them talked about that freedom of speech was destroyed by the Supreme Court. Why? Why didn't your Glenn Becks? Why didn't any of those people bring it up? None of them did. Not your what's the Valuetainment, which is what you know who these people are. These supposed people that are on your side. Nobody talked about it. Nobody mentioned that Supreme Court ruling. But it eliminated a bunch of American people just like me. Everyday Americans, not like your people on PNB, Valuetainment, not your Glenn Becks, none of them. They don't ever seem, they have every now and then have their accounts affected, don't they? But for the most part, no, they're still allowed to operate. And then they don't say a thing about this. Don't trust any of these people. I'm sorry to say that. I hate saying that. I trust none of them. How could none of them mention what the Supreme Court did to free speech yesterday? How could none of them mention that? And then what I see today is everybody talking about the 25th Amendment. The 25th Amendment. Look, Joe Biden should have been removed by the 25th Amendment like as soon as he got in. He's not been capable ever since he got there. And now all of a sudden, all the media's, all from The View to Joe Scarborough to MSNBC, CNN, everybody's saying the same thing now 4 months from the election. I mean, I agree, but he shouldn't have been there the past 4 years. It took them all this damn long? Really, they didn't know that this man was this incompetent? Oh, sure they did. They knew. They just want somebody else on that ticket. They want somebody else in that White House because every bit of this is about Donald Trump. They don't want Donald Trump in. Mike Johnson doesn't want Donald Trump in. Chip Roy doesn't. They don't want him in. I would say maybe most of the Republicans don't. And yet they too, none of them, there's been no politicians on either side that talked about the Supreme Court ruling when it came to basically that the government can get rid of free speech. That's what the Supreme Court did. I mean, except Alito, who said, this was the biggest case of free speech, and it's a disgrace. But not one media person, even all those people you trust, even mentions it, huh? Oh, it's just part of the show, I'm sure. It's just part of the movie. And then you wait till 4 months before the election. I mean, all they want to do, every single one of these people, they just do not want Trump to get in. These people are such backstabbers, such connivers, that they will act like they are on your side, that they support Donald Trump. I don't think they do. I think the people that were eliminated from TikTok yesterday and are having their accounts messed with, I mean, like I said, this account will get no views, but I'll use it and try to upload onto Rumble. I was later able to upload to Rumble, but they're giving me problems too. It's going to come a point where nobody will let us, the everyday people, have a voice. So when Glenn Beck said today that God won't save this country unless the people do something, well, then Glenn Beck should have been talking about what the Supreme Court did to free speech. But my guess is, why would Glenn Beck care? It's not like it affected his channel, did it? It didn't affect Patrick David Bett, did it? Didn't affect anybody except the everyday, ordinary Americans. So why bother even mentioning it? Be careful who you follow. Be careful who you trust.